Hey, beautiful Pisces souls, I need to share something incredibly powerful with you today because what I'm seeing in these cards is absolutely mind-blowing. I just finished doing this reading and honestly, I had to take a moment to process what the universe is showing me about your situation. So I'm sitting here with my cards spread out and the energy around this reading is just intense. Like I can literally feel the spiritual warfare that's been happening around you, Pisces, and I need you to understand that everything you've been sensing, everything you've been feeling in your intuitive body about people working against you in the shadows, it's all being confirmed right here in these cards. The first card I pulled for you is the Ace of Swords. And wow, the clarity that's coming through is just incredible. This card is telling me that divine truth is cutting through all the lies and deception that have been thrown at you. You know how sometimes you feel like you're going crazy because you can sense things that other people can't see? Well, Pisces, this card is validating everything you've been picking up on. The Ace of Swords represents that moment when the veil gets lifted and suddenly everything makes perfect sense. I'm seeing that someone or a group of people have been using very specific spiritual practices against you. The energy I'm picking up on is definitely Santería or similar Afro-Caribbean spiritual work. And they thought they were so clever thinking that because you're a sensitive Pisces, you wouldn't be able to protect yourself. But here's what they didn't count on. Your spiritual team is way more powerful than they realized. The Ace of Swords is showing me that Archangel Michael has literally stepped into your situation. I can see his energy so clearly around you right now, Pisces. That sword in this card isn't just any sword. It's Michael's sword of truth and divine justice. He's been watching everything that's been done to you, and he's ready to settle the score. The crown on this card represents divine authority, and I'm being shown that the highest levels of spiritual protection are now active around you. What's fascinating about this Ace of Swords energy is that it's also representing your own awakening to what's been happening. You've probably noticed that your dreams have been more intense lately. Maybe you've been seeing signs and synchronicities that confirm your suspicions about certain people. This card is telling me that your psychic abilities are actually getting stronger because of what you've been through, not weaker like they hoped. The spiritual attack that was meant to drain your power has actually awakened dormant abilities within you. I'm seeing that you're developing a kind of spiritual immunity now where their negative work just bounces right off you. The Ace of Swords is that moment of divine download where you suddenly understand not just what was done to you, but why you had the strength to survive it. Moving into the second card, and oh my goodness, Pisces, I pulled the moon for you, and this is giving me literal chills. This card is confirming that yes, there has been deception and illusion work being done against you. The moon represents hidden enemies and secret activities happening in the shadows, but it also represents your incredible intuitive powers that have been protecting you this whole time. The moon is showing me that these people thought they could use confusion and mental fog against you, but what they didn't realize is that as a Pisces, you're naturally connected to lunar energy. You know how to navigate the realm of dreams and illusions better than anyone. While they were trying to create confusion in your life, you were actually receiving messages and guidance through your dreams and meditation. I'm seeing that the moon energy has been your secret weapon during this whole ordeal. Every time they tried to cast confusion or fear into your mental space, your subconscious mind was working overtime to decode what was really happening. Those moments when you'd wake up just knowing that something wasn't right about certain people in your life, that was the moon energy protecting you. The moon is also revealing to me that their spiritual work has been reflecting back to them multiplied. You see those two pillars in the moon card? One represents the conscious mind and one represents the subconscious. While they were trying to attack your conscious awareness, your subconscious was building spiritual defenses that they never saw coming. What's really powerful about the moon in your reading is that it's showing me you've been receiving downloads and visions about exactly who was involved in working against you. That knowing that comes to you in the quiet moments, those flashes of insight about people's true intentions, that's all moon energy giving you the information you need to protect yourself. The moon is also connected to divine feminine energy, and I'm being shown that a very powerful feminine spiritual presence has been shielding you. Whether that's a grandmother who's passed on, a female saint or Orisha that you're connected to, or even the Divine Mother energy itself, there's been a protective feminine force working on your behalf that these people severely underestimated. Now, the third card I pulled is giving me goosebumps because it's the Two of Cups. And at first I was like, wait, why is a love card showing up in a reading about spiritual warfare? But then the message became so clear, and it's actually beautiful, Pisces. The Two of Cups is showing me that while they were trying to isolate you and turn people against you, divine love was actually drawing new soul connections into your life. I'm seeing that the spiritual attack that was meant to leave you alone and friendless has actually been a cosmic filter that's helping you identify who your real soul family is. The Two of Cups represents authentic heart connections, and I'm being shown that the people who truly love and support you have become even closer to you during this challenging time. What's amazing about the Two of Cups energy is that it's showing me you're about to enter a phase where meaningful relationships are going to flourish in your life. All that negative energy that was sent your way is being transmuted into magnetic energy that's drawing your soul tribe closer to you. The universe is literally using their attack as a beacon to help your real people find you. The Two of Cups is also revealing something really profound about emotional healing. I'm seeing that this whole experience, as difficult as it's been, has taught you so much about setting boundaries and recognizing genuine love versus manipulation. The spiritual attacks have actually made your heart more discerning, not more closed off like they hoped. I'm getting the message that someone new is coming into your life very soon who's going to understand exactly what you've been through. This person might have their own experience with spiritual warfare, or they might just be naturally gifted at seeing through people's facades. The Two of Cups is promising you that meaningful connections are on the horizon. The fourth card that came through is the Hermit. And oh wow, Pisces, this is such a powerful message about your spiritual journey through all of this. The Hermit represents that period of going within and really connecting with your own inner wisdom. And I can see that the isolation you've experienced wasn't just from their spiritual work, it was also divinely guided. Sometimes the universe allows us to be pulled away from certain people and situations because we need that quiet space to really hear what our soul is trying to tell us. The Hermit is showing me that during this challenging time, you've actually been receiving some of the most profound spiritual teachings of your life. Those long nights when you couldn't sleep, when you were processing everything that was happening, you were actually in deep spiritual communion. The Hermit's lantern represents the inner light that no amount of darkness can extinguish, and I'm being shown that your spiritual light has actually gotten brighter because of what you've endured. The people who tried to dim your light have inadvertently helped you discover just how powerful your inner radiance really is. What's beautiful about the Hermit energy is that it's showing me you've developed a much deeper relationship with your spiritual guides during this time. All those moments when you felt alone in the physical world, you were actually being held and guided by spiritual forces that love you more than you can imagine. The Hermit represents the wisdom that comes from walking through the dark night of the soul and emerging with unshakable faith. I'm seeing that the Hermit phase is starting to complete itself now. You've learned what you needed to learn about your own spiritual power, about discernment, about the difference between being alone and being lonely. Now you're ready to emerge from this introspective period with incredible wisdom to share with others who might be going through similar experiences. The fifth card is absolutely perfect, and it's giving me such confirmation about divine justice in your situation. I pulled the Four of Pentacles, and initially you might think this is about being possessive or holding on to material things, but Spirit is showing me a completely different interpretation for your reading. The Four of Pentacles in your situation represents everything that was stolen from you, energetically, emotionally, and even materially being restored with interest. I'm seeing that these people didn't just try to harm you spiritually, they also tried to block your financial abundance, your opportunities, maybe even your reputation. But this card is telling me that divine justice is about to balance those scales in a major way. What's incredible about the Four of Pentacles is that it's showing me you're about to enter a phase of unprecedented stability and security. All the chaos they tried to create in your life is being replaced with solid, unshakable foundations. The universe is literally rebuilding everything they tried to tear down, but this time it's going to be even stronger than before. The Four of Pentacles is also representing protection around your resources and energy. I'm seeing that you're developing much better boundaries around who you allow into your space and what kind of energy you accept from others. The spiritual attacks have taught you the importance of being selective about where you invest your precious life force. I'm getting the message that there's actually a financial blessing coming your way that's directly connected to the justice energy around your situation. Maybe it's a legal settlement. Maybe it's an opportunity that opens up because someone who was blocking you gets removed from the equation. Or maybe it's just the universe's way of compensating you for everything you've endured. The Four of Pentacles is promising you that your material world is about to become much more stable and abundant. All the uncertainty and financial stress that may have been part of their spiritual attack against you is being replaced with solid ground beneath your feet and resources to build the life you truly want. Moving into the Sixth card, and I'm getting major chills because I pulled Strength, and this is just perfect for your situation, Pisces. The Strength card isn't about physical power. It's about that incredible inner fortitude that you've discovered within yourself during this whole ordeal. I can see that facing this spiritual warfare has revealed just how strong you really are. The woman in the Strength card is gently taming a lion, and that's exactly what you've been doing, Pisces. You've been facing down forces that most people would run from, and you've done it with grace and wisdom rather than anger and vengeance. The Strength card is showing me that your response to this spiritual attack has actually elevated your consciousness to a higher level. What's amazing about the Strength energy is that it represents the power of love over fear. While these people were operating from a place of jealousy, resentment, and fear, you've been responding from your heart center. Even when you were hurt and confused, you never let their darkness turn your own heart dark. That's real spiritual strength right there. The Strength card is also confirming that you've had divine assistance throughout this whole experience. The infinity symbol above the woman's head represents the unlimited support that's been available to you from the spiritual realm. Every time you felt like you couldn't take another day, somehow you found the strength to keep going. That wasn't just your human willpower. That was divine grace flowing through you. I'm seeing that the Strength card is also about taming your own inner responses to what's been done to you. Instead of letting anger and bitterness consume you, you've learned to channel those emotions into spiritual growth and wisdom. You've literally alchemized their poison into medicine for your soul. The seventh card that came through is Judgment. And oh my goodness, Pisces, this is the card of divine justice and spiritual awakening all rolled into one. Judgment represents that moment when the universe itself steps in to set things right. And I can feel that energy building around your situation right now. The angel in the Judgment card is sounding the trumpet of divine intervention, and I'm being shown that everything these people have done in secret is about to be brought into the light. Judgment is the card of karma coming full circle, of divine law superseding human manipulation. The people who use spiritual practices against you are about to discover that universal law always wins in the end. What's powerful about the Judgment energy is that it's not just about punishment for them, it's about liberation for you. This card represents your spiritual resurrection after a period of being attacked and suppressed. You're about to rise from this experience like a phoenix from the ashes, more powerful and more aware than ever before. The Judgment card is showing me that this whole experience has been a spiritual initiation for you. You've been tested in ways that most people never have to face, and you've emerged with abilities and insights that will serve you for the rest of your life. The spiritual attacks were meant to destroy you, but they've actually transformed you into someone much more powerful. I'm getting the message that Judgment is bringing about a complete shift in your life circumstances. People who have been working against you are going to be removed from your sphere of influence. while new opportunities and connections that are aligned with your highest good are going to start flowing in. This is divine justice in action. The 8th card is the 10 of Wands, and this is giving me such a clear picture of what you've been carrying, Pisces. This card represents the heavy burden of being targeted by spiritual attack, the exhaustion of having to constantly protect yourself, the weight of dealing with people's hidden agendas and secret animosity. But here's what's beautiful about the 10 of Wands showing up in your reading. It represents the end of that burden. I can see that you've been carrying so much more than your fair share of negative energy that wasn't even yours to begin with. The 10 of Wands is telling me that you're finally ready to put down that heavy load and let divine justice take care of the rest. The figure in the 10 of Wands is so close to home, so close to completion, and that's exactly where you are right now, Pisces. All the struggle, all the spiritual warfare, all the confusion and attacks, it's almost over. You've made it through the darkest part of this journey, and you're about to cross the finish line into a much lighter and more peaceful phase of your life. What's significant about the 10 of Wands is that it also represents mastery. By surviving and thriving through this spiritual attack, you've mastered abilities that most people never develop. You can now sense negative energy from a mile away. You know how to protect yourself spiritually, and you understand the difference between genuine spiritual power and manipulation. The 10 of Wands is promising you that very soon you're going to feel that incredible lightness that comes when a major life challenge finally resolves itself. All the energy you've been putting into protection and defense is going to be freed up for creativity, joy, and building the beautiful life you deserve. The 9th card absolutely floored me when it came out because it's the Queen of Cups, and this is telling me so much about your spiritual evolution through this experience. The Queen of Cups represents the highest expression of emotional and psychic mastery, and I can see that dealing with this spiritual warfare has actually awakened the Queen energy within you. The Queen of Cups is deeply intuitive and emotionally intelligent, but she's also incredibly strong and protective of her realm. This card is showing me that you've learned to trust your psychic impressions completely now. When you get that feeling about someone or something, you don't second-guess yourself anymore, because this experience has taught you just how accurate your intuitive gifts really are. What's beautiful about the Queen of Cups is that she represents emotional sovereignty. No one can manipulate your feelings anymore because you've learned to be the ruler of your own emotional kingdom. The spiritual attacks that were meant to leave you emotionally unstable have actually made you emotionally bulletproof. The Queen of Cups is also deeply connected to ancestral wisdom and spiritual protection. I'm seeing that this whole experience has strengthened your connection to your spiritual lineage. Whether that's blood ancestors who are watching over you or spiritual ancestors from past lives, you now have access to a level of spiritual support that you never fully realized was there. I'm getting the message that the Queen of Cups represents your emergence as someone who can help other people who are going through similar experiences. Your psychic abilities have been refined by fire, and now you have the wisdom and strength to guide others through their own spiritual battles. The final card that came through for you is the Devil, and before you worry, let me explain what this card is really showing me in your reading. The Devil card in this context represents the bondage and manipulation that these people tried to put you under. But more importantly, it represents your liberation from that bondage. The Devil card shows two figures who appear to be chained, but if you look closely, those chains are loose enough to slip off anytime they choose. This is the message for you, Pisces. Whatever spiritual bondage they tried to put you under, you always had the power to break free. And now you're fully claiming that power. The Devil represents illusion and deception, and this card is confirming that everything they did to you was built on lies and false power. Their spiritual practices might have seemed scary or overwhelming, but ultimately they had no real authority over your soul or your destiny. The Devil is showing me that their power was always an illusion. What's profound about the Devil card appearing in your reading is that it represents the shadow work you've been forced to do because of this situation. You've had to face your own fears, your own insecurities, your own tendency to give your power away to others. This spiritual attack forced you to reclaim your sovereignty in a way you never would have otherwise. The devil is also showing me that these people are now trapped by their own negative actions. The spiritual laws they tried to manipulate are now working against them. They're experiencing the very bondage and confusion they tried to create in your life. What they sent out is coming back to them multiplied, just as it should be. I'm seeing that the Devil card represents your complete freedom from their influence. Any energetic cords or spiritual attachments they tried to create between you and them have been severed by divine intervention. You are completely free from their spiritual manipulation and protected from any future attempts. So let me tell you what I'm seeing for your immediate future, Pisces, because the energy around the cards is so clear about what's coming next for you. First, within the next few weeks, you're going to start receiving confirmation about things you've suspected but couldn't prove. People are going to start telling you things, situations are going to be revealed, and you're going to have that moment of validation where you realize your intuition was right all along. The financial and material restoration that the Four of Pentacles promised is going to start manifesting in tangible ways. This could be through new opportunities, unexpected money, legal victories, or simply the removal of blocks that have been preventing your abundance from flowing. The universe is preparing to compensate you for everything you've lost. Your psychic abilities are going to continue strengthening, and you might find yourself receiving more vivid dreams, stronger intuitive hits about people and situations, and possibly even developing new spiritual gifts. The Queen of Cups energy is going to keep expanding within you as you move forward. The people who participated in spiritual warfare against you are going to start experiencing consequences in their own lives. This isn't about revenge. It's about universal law restoring balance. Some of them might try to reach out to you or apologize, but the cards are clear that you should maintain your distance and let divine justice handle the situation. Most importantly, you're entering a phase of your life where your spiritual light is going to shine brighter than ever before. Other people are going to be drawn to your energy because they can sense the wisdom and strength you've developed. You're going to have opportunities to help and heal others in ways you never imagined. The relationships that are meant for you are going to start flowing into your life naturally. The Two of Cups energy is going to bring soul connections who understand and appreciate everything you've been through. These people are going to feel like family from the moment you meet them. Your home and living situation is going to become much more peaceful and harmonious. The Four of Pentacles is promising stability and security in your physical environment. If you've been dealing with chaos or instability in your living situation, that's about to change dramatically. You're also going to find yourself feeling much lighter emotionally. The Ten of Wands energy is lifting, which means you're going to have so much more energy for the things and people you actually love. The spiritual battles are ending, and the celebration phase is beginning. I want you to know, Pisces, that everything you've sensed about this situation has been absolutely correct. Your intuition has been your greatest asset throughout this whole experience, and it's going to continue guiding you perfectly as you move forward. Trust what you feel, trust what you know, and trust that divine justice is real and it's working on your behalf. The spiritual protection around you now is absolutely unbreakable. Archangel Michael and your entire spiritual team have created such a strong shield of light around you that no negative energy can penetrate it. You are safe, you are protected, and you are deeply loved by the universe. What happened to you was not your fault, and it was not because you were weak or unprotected. Sometimes light workers and sensitive souls like yourself are targeted precisely because your light threatens those who operate in darkness. But what they didn't understand is that attacking someone under divine protection always backfires in the end. I'm seeing such beautiful things coming for you, Pisces. The pain and confusion of this experience is being transformed into wisdom, strength, and an unshakable connection to your own divine power. You're going to look back on this time as the period when you truly came into your spiritual gifts and learned to trust yourself completely. Remember that everything that was stolen from you energetically is being returned with interest. Every tear you cried, every sleepless night you endured, every moment of fear or confusion you experienced, the universe has been keeping track and preparing your compensation. Divine justice is thorough, and it never forgets. Your story is far from over, Pisces. In fact, I have the feeling that you're just at the beginning of the most amazing chapter of your life. The spiritual warfare is ending, and your victory celebration is about to begin. Trust in the process, trust in divine timing, and most importantly, trust in your own incredible strength and resilience. You've survived something that would have broken lesser souls, and you've done it with such grace and wisdom. The universe is so proud of you, your spiritual guides are celebrating your victory, and Archangel Michael is standing guard to make sure nothing like this ever happens to you again. Keep shining your beautiful light, Pisces. The darkness tried to extinguish it and failed miserably. Now your light is going to shine even brighter as a beacon of hope for others who might be going through similar experiences. You are powerful, you are protected, and you are so deeply loved.